The milk is then sold for human consumption, as happened in our country as well. So table 6.1 show the yearly average milk production per cow in the US change over the period of 60 years. Okay. The milk production has been increased if we look at the table. Is it so? Okay. Between the years 1970 and 2010, a farmer in the USA always had 250 cows producing milk on his farm. So, what is constant thing? 250 cows. Use the data in the table to calculate the increase. How do we calculate? The formula would always be same. The initial minus final divided by initial, right? Yeah, percentage. No. Didn't increase in the. It should be percentage. Let me get my pen and also do it. Where is my phone? I don't know where I place my phone now. Let's do here. Okay. And keep in mind they have given us 250 cows as well, so we have to mention that as well. Okay, I'm actually wait. I'm also calculating here. Okay, so it's not percentage. Simple. In the first year is 2250, right? And in the like the last one, which is 2010, it's 9400. When we okay, it's 1970, not 1950. 1970 it is 9400 minus 4500. That would be 49, right? 4900. Now if there are 250 cows, we need to multiply it with 250. Okay, done. The answer is 1.225 into 10 raised to power 6. Wait, with 250. Okay, okay. So that's why I'm converting it into like a like standard form, which is 1.225 into 10 raised to power 6, right? 1.225. Okay, 1.225 into 10 raised to power 6. Okay, okay. The next question is regarding one reason for the pattern shown by the data in table 6.1 is the use of artificial breeding has been used. This is an example of selective breeding. Use this example to describe the main stage in the process of selective breeding, what he has done. Okay, what is the desired feature? We need to tell that. What is. Okay, okay. Offsprings, sorry, were reproduced. Okay, were reproduced. Repetition, okay, exactly. Repetition until the desired results. Or we can also say there would be selective breeding over several years. Okay. Okay. Next question. Research has been shown that 95% of the cows used to produce milk in the USA are fed control crop plants that have been produced by genetic modification. Okay, now they are also given some special diet. These crops have been reproduced to provide the cows that eat them with additional vitamins. Outline the stage of genetic modification process used to produce these crop plants. What processes are done in genetic modification, like how the genes are changed. Yes, yes, yes. The gene, desired genes. Okay. Desired gene that contains additional vitamins would be selected and cut with the help of restriction enzyme. Yes. No, we just call it restriction enzyme to cut it. Okay. Then this desired gene is inserted into plasmid. Do we cut the plasmid as well? We have to tell that one as well, which was also exactly. Okay, then what is used? Okay, ligase is going to fix them up. And last one, good, to produce multiple copies. Okay. Genetic modification has been used to change crop plants in other ways. One example is the production of the crop plant that contains a chemical to make them resistant to insect pest. What is the potential risk if the insects become resistant? Exactly. Okay. One is the less pollination. Okay. What is the next one? How? By the pollination by wind? Possible. This is the only possible transfer. Possible transfer by other modes of pollination to surrounding plants or other populations. Let's write populations instead of, because population is basically one species. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next question. Easy one. Differentiate. Compare, not differentiate. Now, compare means the differences and the similarities. Okay. So, first one is diffusion and active transport. What is really? Diffusion is the moment in which particles move from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, while don't say they, write the word particles. Okay. Okay, what's the other difference or the similarity? Okay, active transport requires energy while diffusion does not. Okay, what else? Okay, what's the similarity? Exactly. Both move the particle across the membrane. Okay. Across the membrane. No, no. Because we are talking about the living system, that's why we are saying across the membrane. Exactly. The difference would be partial or both, or if we are writing like diffusion and osmosis, the only difference lies in the presence of the partially permeable membrane. Okay, next one. Transpiration and translocation. In transpiration, okay. From which part of leaves? Okay. Correct. There is no similarity because both both are actually movements in the plant which move the two different things. One is related to water, the other is related to food. Uh, what was this? Sorry. Translocation is the movement of what? Amino acids and sucrose. Okay, I have a question for you. Though this is not related to this question, but I have a question. Why do plants store starch and not sucrose? Think it was in the past paper once. Why do plants store starch and not sucrose? Okay, listen now. If you want to write here on your past paper, you can write. Very first thing is these are two different type of sugars. One is the simple sugar and one is the complex sugar. Sucrose is simple sugar and can easily dissolve in water. Okay. Starch is a complex sugar, it cannot dissolve in water. Okay. While sucrose is the sugar which can easily dissolve in water, definitely is going to disturb the osmotic pressure. It is going to disturb the water potential. If the water potential is disturbed, it means the movement of water is going to be disturbed. The plants may become plasmolized, right? If we put a plant cell into a hypertonic solution, it becomes plasmolized, right? So this is why the starch is stored in the plants, and same reason is for glycogen in animals. Why insulin is so important, why it needs to be there to convert glucose into glycogen. Just now we have discussed that if the glucose level rises, the red blood cells are going to be shrunken because the osmotic pressure is disturbed. If there is more solute in the blood, then definitely water moves out of the red blood cell. Okay, what is the difference between gravitropism and phototropism? Both are the plant responses towards stimuli. One is towards light and other is towards gravity. You need to tell that both, what was I saying? Both are the plant responses towards the stimuli. Phototropism is the response towards light and gravitropism is the response towards gravity. No, no, there's no need. There's no need to explain that. Really, this paper was really, really easy. It was so easy. The threshold is really high for this paper because it's, I don't know why it's so easy. Okay.